I wanted to do this video for a few days, and it's how to get answers from this information field. Like, you ask the universe some questions and you'll get an answer back. And I've mentioned that you have to be in a state of love and peace, because then you'll get a love and peace answer back. If you are angry, fearful, frustrated, and you ask, then you'll get an angry, frustrated, um, fearful response back. So you'll get all the wrong answers, if depending on the state of mind that you're in while asking for information, asking for answers. One of the biggest aspects of this is knowing the question. We don't know how to ask good questions. And this is one of the biggest beefs I have with religion, and this is why I think that religion is destroying our friggin' planet. We're all at war with our different religions. We all think we are the ones that are right. And, nobody's about to give up and say, well, no, my religion has been wrong all along, and I'm going to start believing in you. And at some point in time, we need to use a little bit of common sense. Time is running out, and the only way we have any power is if we start acting united together and sort of stop doing everything that's wrong. So you can call it a religion if you want to, but if you follow down the path of a religion, trust you're going to be at war with everybody else. Yeah, we got to believe in a God, but can we not all agree that there is a God? Can we not look at our agreements first? And like I said in a few other videos, the thing that's really, really pissing me off more is the biggest challenge in solving any problem is that Christians, for the most part, are predicting an Armageddon. They want an Armageddon. They are looking forward to an Armageddon, and they can't realize the quantum physics of them just putting that form of energy out is the creation of it. And we have guide stones that are putting these laws that say we're going to destroy most of the planet. Do you not think that there's some power in just putting something like that on the planet? I mean, that should have been torn down a long time ago. But no, it stands up there and it puts a lot of energy out there. And even if you took it down, it's got the suggestion. We are humans that our brains play around with suggestions on a subconscious level, in a quantum level, that you can't even see how it works. And it's playing on the minds of a lot of these Christians. And that is what prophecy is. That's where I think another problem with our Bibles is that they've got this prophecy out there. And it's saying, first of all, we're not, the way they do it is they say, well, if you're not going to do this, then this is what's going to happen. So it's a prediction. Anytime you make a prediction in the future, the only thing you're doing is paying attention to a behavior. And if you play that game out, if you say, well, if you have this action and this result always happens when you do that action, 1 + 1 always equals 2, then you can predict 1 + 1 is always going to equal 2. We can predict that if we're going to behave the way we're doing, there's going to be an Armageddon. So just making the prediction out there, it may seem like it's a good intention to do so, but that puts it in your subconscious mind of a possibility to head for. And if that's all the mind knows, like if you keep telling somebody you're stupid, stupid, eventually you're programmed to be stupid. So if you have all of these prophecies, and that's the only thing that's filling your mind up is that form of reality, you ain't learning how not to unfold that possibility. All you know is that possibility. So you're like brainwashed. You're like hypnotized into creating that experience. And so it's a prophecy, and that's where their brains are headed in, from these religious people. And so it's going to be. It's set in stone that there is going to be an Armageddon. And who's the one that's in control of it? Okay, we all see it's kind of an evil force. Who's the one that's giving this evil force power? Most of the people are religion on this planet. So most of our religions are following the path of Satan. And we don't even know it. And that's not to judge everybody's a bad person. It's forgive yourselves for not what you're doing, but let's kind of wake up and figure out what is it we're doing wrong. So we have to put more information into our brains. We have to make better predictions for ourselves. And part of that, finding out how, is putting yourself in a superposition and asking better questions. As long as we're going to say, come save us, God's going to show up, like you're going to be sitting on a couch waiting for somebody to show up. Guess what? Look in history. Nobody saved me. Nobody was out there saving anybody else that needs help. And there's been people that have been needing help for centuries now, and no God showed up. The only time God's going to show up is when we all show up. Kind of in the Bible, let's say God shows up when you show up. God helps those who helps themselves. So you know what? As humanity, we need to start helping ourselves. And then a good part of that is starting to ask good questions. In how many ways can we save ourselves? That's a good question to be asking. I wish a lot more people would be asking that question, because if you were there really, really looking at that question and listening and listening and listening and trying to see what shows up, who has the possibility of that, guess what? It will show up. And you know what? I've been asking that question, kind of seeing how it's possible. Nobody's really paying attention because it's like, oh, what the hell do I know? But it's like, if somebody knows without a doubt how this whole thing can be solved, wouldn't you want to sort of say, well, okay, what's the possibility? How in the world can we beat this? I might have a few things to say. I would be listening to the person that says, hey, I got a good idea, but first you got to be asking the question and looking for it, so that when the person that comes across and says, hey, I got an idea, you might pay attention to them when they cross their path. But most of reality is invisible. You can find answers in your life all the time, and it's coming in your face. It's like hitting you over the head with a 2x4, but you're not getting it. You might hear it for 20 years, and then all of a sudden, oh wow, there's a good idea. And it's like, that good idea has been in front of you for 20 years and you've been ignoring it. So that's my suggestions. Put yourself in a superposition, start asking good questions. And the best form question to ask is, in how many ways can I solve this problem? You can't go wrong with that question. It's sort of like a default question to any problem you possibly have, because it's opening up the suggestion for anything to come in. And one of the things that I see that we need to do, and if we could do this as fast as possible, because a lot of people are religious, if we can gather our religions together and form unitedly, that's how, that's one way we can do it rather quickly. But as long as we need to, say, hey, go read your Bibles, guess what? That's a turn off, because everybody believes in different things, and you're just convincing everybody to, hey, follow me, no, follow me, no, follow me, no, follow me. We need to find the agreement. And if what is so wrong if we start off with the agreement? Is there a God? Is there something bigger than us? Yes or no? Can we all agree on that one? Can we agree that if we work unitedly doing something positive for the planet, does that suggest to you that we have more power or not? Is that an agreement we can all have? Can we all agree that nobody gets harmed? We should, whatever decisions we do should mean nobody gets harmed. What's wrong with that? Does that give you more power or take away your power? I mean, kind of look at our wars, like, is war going to be the way we solve a problem? Yes, we have an enemy, but does that mean that going to war is going to give us any power? Because it seems like war has never solved any problems. Seems like some people get a little injured when we have a little war. Seems like we turned into everything we hate. So seems like if we don't do the same thing we've been doing all the time, we may get a little bit of power. When you're really, really frustrated and angry, do you find that you're at your smartest? Or when you're really calm, collected, able to receive information good, that you get a little bit more power? Because the more information you're able to receive from all angles, the smarter you end up getting, because you can formulate ideas by getting as much information as possible. So I think if we're not war but more peaceful, collectively believe that there's a higher power, that will get us more strength. That's one of our biggest obstacles, is somehow we need to get all religions sort of collectively together and agreeing on something, not having conversations of where we're going to disagree. Have only conversations on Where do we agree? What can we agree on? And as soon as you start seeing you're disagreeing, stop the conversation and start right back up at, do you want to agree with something? What is it we can agree on? And where is the end result we want to achieve? And and then if you sort of see where you want to go, then reverse mechanics it. What needs to happen in order to unfold that? Don't look like, oh, I just got to believe in Jesus and, I can sit on my ass and do nothing and Jesus is going to save me. Like, forget the things you believe in. Don't make that your argument. Look at the exact actions that need to happen to unfold the end result that you want. And a lot of these are earth changes, a lot of this is weather, a lot of this is the sun, a lot of this is really technical stuff that some people know more information than others. And if you're just going to believe that the answers are in a friggin' book, show me how you can control the sun from, you know, these solar flares that are about to come up. Show me how that book is going to control an earthquake or a tsunami. That book doesn't have those type of answers. But that doesn't mean there aren't answers available. But you got to get rid of your beliefs, and just start finding out what is something good to believe in that we unitedly as a planet can unite on. Peace out.